Now, opportunities are going to come up in your life, and recently I started out my 2013 year in Africa. This was something that I couldn't have seen happening in my near future, but it was coming along. And for opportunities that are going to show up in your life, you constantly need to be preparing and positioning yourself for that. Because one day if someone just shows up, hey, Calvin, you want to go to Africa, and if I'm fresh out of college, they're like, you want to come over and shoot a video, maybe climb a mountain, I'll be like, yeah, sure, whatever, I don't know. But I really had to prepare for that. And along the way, I didn't realize that opportunity was going to come. But about a year prior to that, I realized the things I really wanted to start doing, and that was one of my dreams is adventure, micro-documentary, travel documentaries for nonprofits that actually tell stories that impact people. And I remember writing this down on a dream sheet at one of the many dream gatherings I've been to. And so to make that happen, I knew I needed to get better at telling stories. So aside from the business, like client work, we get great client projects, but sometimes restrictions are just selling. It's not the right kind of art that we want to be doing. So I decided to start a side short-lived project called Think, Make, Ship, which was just micro-documentaries with entrepreneurs. It allowed me to learn a little bit more about storytelling. Pushed out there, got some views, and eventually after doing that for, I don't know, it took us probably 6 months to create 2 episodes, but a gentleman saw one of those, and he's like, I really like what you're doing. You've got a lot of skill. I want to talk to you about my movement, what we do, and it was called Peak for Poverty, which is a nonprofit based out of Iowa, and they organize stateside, so national and international hikes, then proceeds go to orphans that they sponsor and pays their school fees. So I'm like, great, this is kind of like funneling into my dream. So we connected, we talked about it, and I was like, yeah, here's my dream where I really want to go. I've been kind of doing all this work, like preparing, getting my skills ready, my chops, I'm investing in myself, the business, equipment, all those things. Let's kind of make this happen. But the other thing with opportunities, you need to be in the right position to take them. And had this opportunity come up about a year prior, when I was still like the sole proprietor, the only one in the business, I probably could not have done it because I always constantly have client projects running. I'm constantly shooting, editing, working with. And how do you just kind of put life on hold for 5 weeks, jump across the ocean and go hang out in Africa, climb Kilimanjaro, live in some orphanages? Could I really do that? And thankfully, it was about 8 months previously, I made a huge decision. That was finally bring someone in, which is Alex back there. And I knew I got to a tipping point of where I wanted to go, that I was maxed out and there's nowhere else I could go. So I need to put myself in a position as a company and a person to be able to explore projects that we wanted to do. And the only way it was to do that was to actually scale up. So I brought in Alex. And had I not positioned myself like that, I would not have been able to go to Africa.